G'day legends, unfortunately for the UFC, there's only an Apex card this weekend, so there is really nothing else to talk about except for the massive fight-fixing scandal that has taken over the MMA world, and no matter how hard the UFC try, I don't think this is just going to get swept under the rug. I'm sorry, Uncle Dana. Now, I've been watching MMA for the best part of 10 years. I know, there's even more old heads out there. What? Only 10 years? You're a bloody noob. I know, calm down. But during my entire time of watching MMA, there have been fights that have made me sit back and go, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? And the more and more that I've gotten into MMA YouTube and being here with you guys, I've summed it up just to the simple fact that fighters are idiots. They're idiots. I'm an idiot. They're idiots. You know, so many fighters go, man, I just didn't want to be a bricklayer, man. I just didn't want to be a plasterer, man. I didn't want to do plumbing. Like Conor McGregor was just had a plumbing career handed to him by his dad. And he was like, I ain't doing this. And Conor McGregor just walked out on it. They think that getting CTE and 10 for 10 is better than a long career of working for yourself. You know what I mean? And that's fine. Every man is free to make his own choice. So I just attribute it to just low fight IQ. But over the years, there have been fights where I've gone, hold up. There is no way that you are that dumb. Or when it comes to the judges' scorecards, I'm like, something is fishy going on here. Because we know that MMA, the UFC, gets its judges over from the boxing world. And boxing has had corrupt judging for the longest time. So why would corrupt judges come over from the boxing world into MMA, into the UFC, and all of a sudden just be clean cut? Nothing to see here. Everything's totally fine. In this video, I'm going to be going through some of the fights that I reckon are the most dodgiest of all time. Right, first one up. Which fights were fixed? 100 fights have been fixed. First one up, which fights are fixed? William Knight versus Marine Prachnio. I knew it. I knew it the moment I saw this, man. Was this William Knight's last fight? This was William Knight's last fight. Dude, William Knight 100% was paid. He was paid. He was paid either to go the distance or take the dive or lose the fight. The dude stood there and did nothing. He did nothing the entire fight. I mean, literally nothing. He just absorbed leg kicks the entire time. There is no way you can go your entire fight career, get to the UFC, and then just stand there and be willingly kicked in the leg for that long. It's unimaginable. It's unimaginable that he was allowed to go on that long absorbing leg kicks. I hated that fight. I absolutely hated that fight. I didn't have a channel back then. I had no one to complain to. But I remember talking to my brother about it. I was so annoyed at this fight. This might have been back when I was gambling on MMA. But still, it doesn't matter. The performance was the performance. Next one up. TJ Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling. I called for a class action lawsuit. I don't know how there wasn't a class action lawsuit. How did the UFC not know that his shoulder was injured? His team knew the shoulder was injured. I remember there were reports saying that he had to pop his shoulder back in backstage. This is what happened. The UFC has an idea that the show must always go on. They knew TJ Dillashaw was injured and they still allowed the fight to go on. They still took bets. They still sold the pay-per-view. And there's just no way that nobody backstage, out of the hundreds of people that work there, out of the people in his camp, there's no way that people backstage didn't load up a whole bunch of money onto Aljamain Sterling to win in under 2.5. It's just impossible that you would know that TJ Dillashaw's shoulders cannot, like, it was such a wildly known secret, except it didn't filter its way down into the general audience. If that's not fixing a fight or a dodgy fight, I don't know what is. Carlos Prates sleeps Neil Magny. I've argued with this in the Discord. I've watched it back in slow motion on the live stream. I don't see it. I still to this day, I don't see this clean KO that absolutely sleeps Neil Magny. What I see is a veteran who's in there against a young, hot, up-and-coming prospect from a team that the UFC loves marketing. These are all just alligators. This is just in my opinion. I know there might have been points in this video where I've said this fight was 100% fixed. I mean, allegedly, and in my opinion. I can't do the old guru, I'm playing a character, because that is my name. Shit. I'm not saying that this was 100%. I'm not saying any of these fights were 100% fixed. What I am saying is dodginess occurred. That's what I'm saying. And with all the things that have happened, we can now question dodginess. That's what I'm saying. But Neil Magny 100% took a dive. Dude, I don't see the shot that sleeps him. I don't see the shot. No matter how many times I watch it in slow motion, I don't see a shot that sends him that unconscious. What I see is an old veteran Neil Magny in there against a hot prospect up-and-comer that the UFC want to push the team of and get them into the rankings. After Neil Magny has just gone through a pretty bad court battle where he's got to have custody over his children. I'm starting to smell a rat. I'm smelling a rat around here. I'm seeing Neil Magny has just gone to court, and all of a sudden, what do we reckon about a KO finish moneyline Neil Magny? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Next one up. I mean, unfortunately it's Jason Herzog. I liked Jason Herzog. I thought Jason Herzog was such a good referee. I really liked Jason Herzog. Jared Cannonier, he's still standing there. He's perfectly okay. And Jason Herzog just walks over and goes, the fight's over. And Jared Cannonier goes, what the fuck? Why is the fucking fight over? Look, I mean, Jared Cannonier's literally standing there. You know, I know I've got the whiteboard out. I might as well use it. Let's do an old DC. Jared Cannonier is like, what the fuck, man? Why? Because Jason Herzog is paid by Stake.com. It's all here, gentlemen. Also, how much do the French crowds sell out? How much money do the UFC make from ticket sales? Also, his last name is Mbababov. He is the young prospect in the market that we are trying to build headlines for. This motherfucker is 40, okay? They don't need Jared. I know that looks like a 6, but it's a, you know what? Don't stop playing with the screen, Dougie. Jared Cannonier is 40. They don't need him in there anymore. They need Imavov in there. Jared Cannonier is literally standing there, totally fine. And they just go, fight's over. Fight's over. Fight's over. Do we see the pattern here? And Jason Herzog again. God damn it, Jason. Next one. I know this one wasn't in the UFC, but it's still one of the most clearly fixed fights I've ever seen. Usman versus Hughes 2. Usman versus Hughes 2. Over in the Middle East. They literally released 2 sets of different scorecards. I did an entire live stream breaking this down frame by frame. You can go back and Google that live stream on the channel if you're really that interested in it. But the amount of cheating, eye pokes, bad sportsmanship, scorecard fuckery, they still said Bellator on one of the sets of scorecards. The scorecards were literally different. Like PFL had to re-release the scorecards. This might be one of the most corrupt fights in MMA history. Not even using hyperbole, joking, being too extravagant with that. When it comes to the cheating, the fouls, the scorecards, where it was, the people that were on the judges, the PFL, this is maybe the most egregious fight in MMA history for a fight being fixed. Allegedly. Shit. Next one up. Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan. I mean, oh, god damn it, it's Jason Herzog again. Shall we get the marker out? Jason Herzog cheating constantly. Direct line of sight, you know? And he's just like, no fucking walkers, mate. Sean O'Malley was a big star on Reels. This is when the UFC is getting more into social media clicks. This is when Dana White is starting to drive Power Slap. It's all based off social media clicks. This is the way the internet works. Sean O'Malley is a social media clicks machine. Petr Yan has been a champion. They know exactly how many. This is the problem, right? With Aljamain Sterling getting his belt back, with Magomed Ankalaev getting his belt back, with Bilal Muhammad getting his belt back. Yeah. Once the UFC knows how many sales you do or how many clicks you get, which is the most important thing now with their marketing machine, there's no wondering what's going to happen once you're the champion. So they know how many clicks Sean O'Malley's getting. They know how many clicks Petr Yan is getting. Therefore, we get Jason Herzog in there, our boy. thought he was the best of us, and we let him grab the cage. And then we rest him for a year, and then we put Aljamain Sterling on a 6-week turnaround. It's just... I love the show that is the UFC. I'm loving the circus. I'm loving the performance. I'm loving the show. It's great. I'm still going to do it, but... I don't know. Maybe I'll watch Lethway for real fights or something. The show and the circus of the UFC is amazing. This fight was dodgy as shit. Here we go. The big one, boys. The big one. We've gone from William Knight to the big one. Did Ciryl Gane just shit bricks? Were there back-end handouts? Stand up with him. Strike with John Jones. Don't take him down. Stand up. I don't know. But we've heard about Dana White, Hunter Campbell, the boys going into the back room and giving people bonuses. Are they giving people bonuses in the back room in front of the other fighters, in front of the other teams? And then turning to Magomed Ankalaev in front of Alexander Rakic and saying, you better make this fight entertaining if you want a title shot. You better make this good if you want a title shot. Yeah, the old story of, you're the wrestler, we'll put you in there with the striker, don't throw a takedown and we'll give you an extra 10 grand. That's fucking illegal. That's the old way, but they don't really do that. They don't say that. They just say, make it exciting. Ciryl Gane is an actor. Ciryl Gane is on infinite title shots. Ciryl Gane is also allowed to cheat with impunity. It just, you go back and you question so many fights now, and we are fully entitled to question these fights. There has been fixing in the UFC. There has been, that sentence alone is not alleged. Well, is it still allegedly? No, it's not. That's not allegedly. James Krause is banned for fixing a fight. There has been a level of fixing in the UFC. And now the question is just, how much, Jason? How much? Of course, the other one that really does come into question, another massive title fight. Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunez. Go back and watch that choke. It's not all the way in. And Nunez just sort of gives up. And now Nunez has made so much money. She has so much money. She's opened her own gym. She has a mansion. She's got Dana White's kids in her. She's got so much money. She was guaranteed a rematch because she was the champ. She came back and she absolutely destroyed Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena has consistently looked like, just think about this. She's consistently looked like not just one of the worst women's MMA fighters of all time, but quite frankly, one of the worst MMA fighters of all time. She looks horrible in everything that she does. And yet somehow she beat the greatest women's MMA fighter of all time at plus 700 money. I wonder what it was for a choke. And you look at the choke and it's not in, and Nunez isn't fighting hands, and she is rich as shit now. I don't know. This could go on and on and on. Let me know down in the comments section, guys. What do you think? What are the most questionable fights in UFC and MMA history? Let me know about it down there in the comments. These are ones that come to mind for me, where you just go, what the fuck was going on here? So let me know about it down there in the comments. If this is your first time here, g'day, welcome. My name is Dougie. I make videos all the time. I make MMA content all the time. If you want to know when I go live, you want to know when a new video drops, hit that notification, that subscription bell down there. Let me know in the comments which ones you think are the most ones of all the time. We did that one. Like the video if you like the video. Hype the video if you want to hype. There's so much shit at the end of it now. The hype thing annoys me. Do it because it's good for me. But why are we adding in more crap, YouTube? Why are we adding in more crap? And the 10 best pickers in our Dougie's Corner community. Your names are up on the next slide as well. Well done, guys. I'm being so dominant in picking MMA fights. Top 3. And also all the bloody legends of the channel. You guys that support the videos, watch the videos, all that good stuff. Your names are there to say thank you as well. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.